I've been following a lot of 3D model makers online now on my Twitter. I've been following quite a few, and some of them I've been following for a while. I found them on Twitch. One of the coolest parts about that is that, you know, they're showing like a lot of their friends and stuff. They're making these models. One of them made a model for like some, I don't know, some e-girl. I guess it does like cosplay or something. But it was cool because she picked up her models. Like I was watching her make these horror things, and then randomly she just had this model she made of this like e-girl, and then it was like being sold and stuff. But that was like a part of a like gaming or anime even that I never really understand, is like figurines. I kind of get it with like characters that you really love and relate to and stuff, but I never really understood like how to really appreciate them based on the price, I guess. But one thing I do get is special editions. I love special edition versions of some games. That makes things really fun when you're invested in stuff. I know now it's kind of weird to be invested in a lot of games because, like, you know, it's hard like spending that extra money and stuff like that. But it's really cool when you just like let yourself really enjoy something. So this is 7 awkward items in special editions that you're gonna have to explain to your roommate. I hope that gets good. Hello, love, welcome back for just a moment. Thank you, you're beautiful, get some sleep, get some rest. You're a fantastic, wonderful woman.
I got you.
I saw, I know, you're wonderful.
Stroopwafel.
Thank you for the stroopwafel.
Stroople.
Yeah, stroople? No, there are stroopwafels. I'll start calling things by the real names. So you know I know their real names. But yeah, let's do it, man. Let's get into it. Play. Play.
And special editions allow you to show your love for a video game by buying a version that costs twice as much, but that comes bundled with a priceless heirloom quality keepsake that you'll treasure forever.
Hey, you still want this? We can't fit our laptops on the desk anymore.
That's cool! That is damn way, I love Darksiders.
Hey, you still want this? We can't fit our laptops on the desk
That is
anymore.
damn cool. Alright, I get it now. I literally get it now. But see, like twice as much, like the price has always been a problem. Because the special editions that I've wanted, any of them that I've ever wanted, have been like $200-300. And there's no way on God's green earth I'm spending $200 on a special edition. It's just not gonna happen. You know, there's just too much wavering now with the quality of stuff, man.
Not all special editions come with extras that are just inconveniently sized for human houses, however. Some come bundled with things that are so weird, awkward, or unpleasant that you're going to have a hard time explaining them to anyone who comes across them unexpectedly in your living room. Here are 7 of our favourite examples. Enjoy and beware spoilers ahead for the following games, and also maybe your wallet if you disagree and decide to head to eBay looking for you.
Okay, let's see. Don't care about that, don't care about that, don't care about that. Maybe Resident Evil. What the fuck? Shroud of the Avatar. What is that? That's Stranding. Oh, maybe. Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared. That's a tough one. That's tough, dog. Did it just like squirt some shit out, dog? Oh yeah, that was weird. That was a weird amount of liquid.
It's not every day we get to meet a new member of the family.
The year was 2011.
Okay.
The Angry Birds were at the height of their power. Planking was still a thing that people did, and Kung Fu Panda 2 was blowing up the box office. And then one night, you brought a date back to your room. And when you dimmed the light so you and your date could share a cozy moment, something in the very corner of their vision drew their eye. They turned, looked, and there on your shelf they saw the small, ghostly figure of a naked, emaciated woman clutching her pregnant belly, which was glowing in the dark. This is what you would call a mood killer, but also a deal breaker, and furthermore a red flag.
Keep air quoting
That's
it.
just one scenario made
What a
possible by
God's
the
green earth.
nightmarish collectible statue, which was the centerpiece of the special collector's edition for the 2011 horror shooter sequel Fear 3.
I might be able to play that even though it looks really gruesome. Because you have superpowers, so it makes me feel confident I could actually murder shit. But now that I'm watching this glow figure, I think maybe they are a little bit more hardcore than I am. I could never do that.
A mini comic and a steelbook and a code for an exclusive in-game weapon, you shouted after your date, but it was too late.
Ugh.
It was Mother who gave us.
Oh, maybe I'm not ready for this.
The
That I
one
am
with the glow-in-the-dark fetus
uncomfortable.
was a Fear 3 poster girl,
Would it be
Alma
bad if I
Wade,
skipped
the
this?
tortured and terrifying psychic who is very pregnant, as the game's key messaging would insist on reminding you.
I'm definitely voting for a girl because, know, Alma's already had 2 boys, and they're, you know, basically the protagonists of the game, and, you know, they're running around and causing trouble.
So central was
blew
the
that
theme
man
of
in
Alma
half.
Wade's imminent labour. The game had a wave-based co-op mode called Contractions,
Ew.
where you had to fight monsters summoned by Alma's contracted
Ew!
uterus.
They must fend off
Ew!
the horrors unleashed upon them with each contraction Alma has.
I want to say someone had a phobia of childbirth, and now I think I've caught it, so thanks, game. With Alma Wade's pregnancy being this horrific, you can see how the publisher had no choice but to turn her into a resin statuette to market their game. Except, according to this disappointed 2-star review on Amazon, though the concept was good and sound, the execution was not. Unfortunately, it's really cheap light plastic with some glow paint dabbed on her belly button, cheap, cheap. Oh yeah, that's definitely what put your date off, the shoddy paint job.
Rage is a really popular game.
Do you remember Big Mouth Billy Bass? He was the
Yeah,
humorous
I
animatronic
had
fish that
one.
would talk, move, and sing Camptown races whenever
I
you
like
walked
that guy.
past, and was basically what people in the past had instead
Yeah.
of Alexa. They were better times. Still, it was an immensely popular toy, which is why Bethesda decided to make its own version to bundle in with the collector's edition of
Oh,
frantic hypercolored
that
shooter
is
Rage 2.
kinda
However,
cool.
instead of a fish, they went with the slightly more left-field choice of the severed head of a half-dead mutant, voiced by nosebleed-afflicted rocker and
Wait, that's kinda cool.
Still sings Camptown races though.
Ruckus, ruckus, singing songs to the...
Those justifiably wondering what the hell this is about may have missed the character of Ruckus the Crusher in Rage 2 on account of how he appears only once in the entire game in an optional side event that takes approximately 3 minutes to complete, at the end of which he dies because you kill him. Still, don't worry friends, this singing Ruckus the Crusher head is wall mountable, so you can make sure it takes pride of place in your home if you want every visitor to your home's first question to be, what the hell is that thing?
What a party
It
with
talks.
Ruckus?
No, thank you. Do kind of want to leave whoever's house this is in now though, so that's something.
Here's Wade, dumps it off.
Hey man, enjoy whatever kind of games you want.
NBA 2K10
That's
was the
NBA
10th anniversary of the
2K.
NBA 2K series, and it celebrated its
No,
10th
it's fine, I don't
birthday
care.
in
I
slightly more
literally don't
dignified
care.
fashion than I did. I drank fizzy drinks and ate Haribo until I was sick on myself. NBA 2K10's way of marking the occasion was with an extravagant collector's edition for die-hard fans of the series. Something that would really encapsulate what 10 years of NBA competition was all about. Something that captures the drama and pageantry of the game.
Buries the jumper to finish the break.
He can't be stopped. He's having a party out there.
A locker! What? No applause? But not just any locker, friends. Oh no! This was a weird, small locker, just big enough to squeeze 20 Xbox 360 games in. Or one of Shaq's sneakers.
True.
This $100 NBA 2K10 locker
God
was simultaneously big enough to
damn.
be inconvenient on a shelf, but small enough to be basically useless. Schrodinger's sports locker, if you will. Yes, there were a couple of extra bits in there, but really what you were paying for was 10 inches by 19 inches of sheet aluminium. Still, at least they were strictly limited edition numbered items. Yeah, they only made 30,000 of these bad
God
boys.
damn. Hold on, is that
Yeah,
available? Like, that's kind of whack, but that's kind of whack cool. You know what I mean? $50 shipping. Jesus Christ almighty. Why are they so expensive now? Buy it now for 200 bucks. Good God.
Anniversary edition even came with a combination padlock with which to secure your locker, just in case someone came into your room and attempted to steal your precious copy of
You mean they just
2K10.
take the entire locker instead and then pry it open at home? Sure.
And wasn't prepared to just pick the entire
Thanks.
thing up and
Right.
take it away. But look at it this way. You could use it to hide the 20 most embarrassing games of your collection under lock and key. Like that copy of Rumble Roses XX you bought because really, actually, it's quite a good wrestling game. It's a good job that locker's too small for you to be shoved into it.
What the hell?
Rise and shine, sleepyhead. It's time for supper.
Oh, I already played this one. Yeah, this game was terrifying.
Where's Mia?
Eat it. It's good.
I don't know about you, but the Baker House from Resident Evil 7 Biohazard is the sort of place I would actively avoid picking.
It reminds me of The Hills Have Eyes.
Shaped like a human body part. Unfortunately for Ethan, the luckless protagonist of Resident Evil 7, he's going to have to pick up a lot of stuff if he wants to get out of here alive, and wade through a lot of stuff, and get his face really close to a lot of stuff. It's a bad time, is what I'm saying. One of the many horrible things that you need to pick up in Resident Evil 7 is a disembodied dummy finger. In the main game, it's used to solve a puzzle in the world's most unpleasant escape room, but in the mysterious demo that achieved huge popularity prior to
it was very popular.
You use it to solve murders by pointing at things. Yeah, I don't know either. Either way, the dummy finger is a significant item in Resident Evil 7, so it makes sense that when it came time to put together a collector's edition of the game, Capcom decided that they wanted to include a nod to this dilapidated doll digit. However, you feel like at some point during the design process, someone should have noticed that this thing looks less like a dummy finger and more like, for want of a better way of describing it, someone had an accident and set fire to a sensitive portion of their anatomy.
A burnt penis.
The dummy finger in the Resident Evil 7 collector's edition doubles as a USB flash drive.
Okay,
Capcom
that's
actually
kind of
expects
weird.
you to be out of your bag and plug it into your laptop right there where everyone can see it.
That is not thought out as well as I previously thought, and I take back all of my previous statements up to this point.
At least it was articulated so you could bend it and make it look a bit more like a finger, maybe? Or significantly worse. Depends which way you bent it. The version we got in the UK Collector's Edition wasn't even a dummy finger, but rather a replica severed human finger with a lifelike pink skin tone and fake blood on the end, which had nothing to indicate that it was even a finger once you took the tip off to put it into your laptop. It was just a bloody flesh cylinder sticking out of your USB port, and personally, the amount of effort required to explain that to rightly inquiring minds when you
Alright, that's fucking comedy.
Break it out at the next quarterly meeting outweighs my need to stand the Resident Evil series with my computer accessories. Plus, that dummy was a jerk. The only finger he's getting is the middle one.
Your return has been foretold, Avatar.
What is this?
A reliquary is a precious container for holding bits of a dead saint, most of the time. Sometimes, though, a reliquary is a limited edition collectible that comes with a video game and contains the blood of a still alive game director.
What?
In this extremely rare case, the video game in question was 2018's fantasy role-playing game Shroud of the Avatar Forsaken Virtues.
What the fuck is that? It came up immediately. 6 out of 10 on Steam. You can play it for free, which means it's probably got like what, like a system of buying whatever on it. Yeah, it says it's a free game, mixed reviews. Probably subscription based. As a new player, it's about the worst experience I've ever had. Quests weren't close to where they said they were. You can't carry anything. There's no town near you. When you go to the town, it's just like an okay, got it.
And the game director in question was the illustrious Richard Garriott, famous for creating the Ultima series and being also known as Lord British.
Yeah, I've heard of that guy. I don't know what he does, but yeah, I've heard of him.
Shroud of the Avatar Forsaken Virtues, artist Steve Brudniak was commissioned to create reliquaries of copper and glass. And then Richard Garriott gave them his actual blood to put inside it. He had the blood drawn live on camera, so you know it's the real deal, in case you wanted to clone yourself a backup version of Lord British or whatever. Hey, no judgment. What you do with your game developer blood is up to you. I use mine to thicken chili. This curious item then became part of the so-called Lord British Blood Reliquary Bundle edition of the game. Ready for your cloning experiments or blood rituals, or like I said, it's none of my business, along with some in-game items and emotes, and why are we even talking about anything except how you might one day have to explain how there is a framed smear of blood hanging on your wall, but you're not a serial killer.
Spread the word. The reliquaries are in process. Want to hand me that vial of blood there, Goran?
Love to.
Yeah, excellent.
Warm and everything.
All literally warm and everything.
At least when you do explain the presence of this unholy artifact, you can tell your roommate that 10% of the sales proceeds went to a not-for-profit blood bank. Though that still won't account for how you can afford a $6,000 video game bundle, but you can't pick up your half of this month's rent.
She said $6,000?
Wait, no, actually it would. Only 6 of these bundles were made because although Garriott is a legendary and eccentric game creator, even legendary eccentrics can only give so much blood. Which is a shame because this chili is really missing something.
I'm telling you, it's like
Okay, that's kind of weird, but it's fine. You gotta save the baby. I didn't find this one as weird. That's disgusting.
and this is why I hate these things.
Hideo Kojima's Death Stranding isn't an easy game to sum up.
Okay, so Norman Reedus is a delivery guy who drinks a lot of Monster Energy. He's got an extendable ladder.
It's like a sort of Icelandic walking holiday, only you don't have to buy any of the really expensive
Right.
gear.
You have to run to a baby.
So there's a baby that lives in Norman Reedus' tummy.
It's a package delivery simulator, but there are ghosts and Troy Baker has a gold mask.
And there's like
That's
hands
one of my favorite
that
girls
come
from the show. She's
another
awesome.
world, and there's a beach.
When Norman Reedus
And this guy,
Hideo
he's dope.
Kojima love each other very much.
Or away from a baby, and you can't drop all of the baby's food.
See? As such, it was always going to be tricky to decide what goes into a collector's edition of the game. USB necklace, eyeshadow palette, glossy 8x10 of Kojima and Mads Mikkelsen wearing robes at sea. All great ideas. Especially that last one. But what collectors ended up with instead was a 1-to-1 scale replica of BB, the weird baby in a jar that Norman Reedus keeps strapped to his chest throughout the game, and who spends, I estimate, 95% of the time wailing at you through the speaker in your DualShock.
Of course.
While it is undoubtedly
Wait,
a strange
it's
thing to want
huge.
to own, it's definitely something
It
that
is
you can put on your
huge.
coffee table to have admiring visitors ask, "What's with the weird baby on your coffee table?" "Ah," you reply, moving between them and the door. "That's my replica BB, or bridge baby, an unborn fetus taken from a still mother that forms a connection with the world of the dead. At which point, you will presumably be the hit of the party. Maybe if the party's at Hideo Kojima's house. Still, if this deeply odd collectible has one use, it's in determining which of your acquaintances are your real friends and which of them are just casuals who can't deal with you banging on about supernatural ghost babies for 45 minutes. Anyone keen on finding out for themselves? You're in luck. The Death Stranding Collector's Edition is still available for the low, low price of £360. I'm good. I can be off-putting at parties
Yeah,
for free.
really
Thanks.
though. Horrible bookends. Well, Mortal Kombat, dude. If you're playing Mortal Kombat, you don't care about that shit anyways.
Mortal Kombat 9 was the brilliant reboot of the series after it had fizzled out owing to the lackluster Mortal Kombat vs. DC universe and publisher Midway's bankruptcy. Fortunately, MK9 was a return to form, restoring beloved original characters and wrapping the whole thing up in a schlocky kung fu movie plot.
The Shiroi Ryu are dead. You will suffer as they did. To hell, your clan. No, to hell with you.
The entire game was an extended love letter to longtime fans of the series, and it's only fitting that those die-hard fans also had an opportunity to spend a large amount of money on an elaborate collector's edition. Rather than the more conventional statuette we got in the European version, the collector's edition, with a K because Mortal Kombat, added functionality. In it, you received a pair of Mortal Kombat-themed bookends to help
I wanna
store
see
books on
it.
your shelf. You know, books. They're like video games, but the graphics suck. The only problem
That's
is, this
funny.
being Mortal Kombat, these bookends
Wait,
depict
that's
the sort
cool.
of violent murder that would make Hannibal Lecter win.
Yeah, that's fun.
My Harry Potter collection is going to look great in there. The problem with literature, publisher Warner Brothers probably thought, is that you have to imagine all the brutal slayings, and so they decided to help out the readers of the world with this horribly graphic shelf accessory, in which to enclose the complete works of Jane Austen, for instance. To fans of Mortal Kombat, it's a neat collectible in which it looks like Scorpion's spear is travelling through the books to staple Sub-Zero on the other side.
Right.
To anyone not familiar with the series, say a visiting grandparent, it's just a really unpleasant tableau of death and books.
You know what? A visiting grandparent. That would be the. That would be where it'd be
Down from more
confusing.
recent Mortal Kombat 11 with this tasteful Scorpion bust. Unless it's supposed to be a severed head. Oh no.
Ha. See, that was relatively tame compared to the rest of the ones on the list. And it started out pretty good with a glow-in-the-dark pregnant lady. You know? So the list is always good, like always. Anyway, it's outside the box. Always a great channel. Thank you guys for rolling through. It was nice chilling with you. We got more things ahead. You know, we're still chugging along here. So, you know, stay sane. Keep everything going. Glad you guys got that money. You know, that'll help out a ton. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.